Time now for your forewarned weather with Thomas Keyboy.
Good Wednesday morning. Utah time is currently 6:11. We're halfway through the work week. Over the next few days, if you haven't already, I'm going to suggest that you go up to the high terrain and you check out some of the fall foliage. This was sent in by Chris Williams from Trapper's Loop. Absolutely stunning right there. We are really approaching the peak when it comes to the fall colors in the high country in northern Utah. But if we wait for a second, you can see him panning over to Pine View Reservoir. Absolutely stunning. So thanks for sharing that one, Chris. And I mentioned that we're approaching the peak in northern Utah, and for some spots, we're actually there when it comes to the peak fall foliage. But we're really beginning to see it in places like the Cottonwoods and over towards the western Uintas. So there's still time to go see it. And we're now beginning to see those leaves changing even down towards the southern mountains, and even starting to see those changes of leaves even down in our valleys in northern Utah. So over the next few days, great viewing weather, but by this weekend, we're going to see some changes, and it's going to start to get a little cool outside, and we'll definitely feel like fall once again, even though right now it kind of feels more like late summer. In the meantime, here's what it currently looks like from Red Cliffs Lodge in Moab. Absolutely stunning. We're still roughly an hour away from our sunrise time. So in the meantime, we'll just go ahead and enjoy the twinkling stars above and the calm conditions down below. So in southeastern Utah, really pretty and nice and calm up in northern Utah as well. The view from Utah State University overlooking Cache Valley, you're not going to find any issues as you head off to work or school across the state. You're just going to want to grab the sweater as you head out the door this morning. In Logan, as we're currently sitting at 42 degrees, most of us this morning are waking up with temperatures in the 50s and 60s, but again, there are a few spots in the 40s. Cedar City also included in that, while St. George this morning is actually a little bit cooler than Salt Lake. But going back to Salt Lake, our dog walking forecast might be a little bit too warm this afternoon for your dog. Maybe they just want to sit back and lounge on the couch. That looks like exactly what Lucy is going to do right there. We'll be in the low to mid 80s by this afternoon, but really at any point today will be a good day to take your dog for a walk. And Billy will be taking Lucy for a walk possibly this afternoon. Your regional forecast, it's almost going to be a carbon copy of what we saw yesterday. Mostly sunny skies across the state with daytime highs that are mainly going to be in the 70s and 80s. We'll top out today at 75 in Park City, while we'll get to 87 degrees in Spanish Fork. That will be one of the warmer spots along the Wasatch Front. While the Uinta Basin will see daytime highs mainly in the low 80s. We'll get to 80 degrees in Emory, 84 in Gunnison, and 84 in Fillmore. Then down in southern Utah, we'll top out at 80 in Torrey, 82 in Escalante, 73 for Bryce Canyon. We'll get to 85 in Milford, and we'll see a daytime high climb to 90 degrees in Lake Powell. So let's go ahead and begin the Futurecast at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And I'm just going to start the Futurecast, and I'm just going to have it fast forward all the way through today, through tonight, through tomorrow, into Friday. There's really not going to be much in the way of changes when it comes to our overall conditions, but there will be some subtle changes, because instead of a southwesterly flow like we're going to see today and what we've seen over the last couple of days with that high pressure slowly moving out of the way, winds will be more out of the west Thursday and Friday, allowing temperatures to ease down a little bit closer to where they should be for this time of year. But by Saturday into Sunday, our next system comes in from the Pacific Northwest. By Saturday, the chance of wet weather will start to increase, and by Sunday, we'll see our daytime highs cool off in a pretty big way. Looking at a pretty good chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms, holding on to the chance of wet weather through Monday. But as we see the system move through, it'll set our temperatures from above seasonal averages right now to below our seasonal averages by the time we begin early next week. Here's how it looks in St. George, where daytime highs the next few days, upper 80s and low 90s, overnight lows close to 60 degrees. We add in a slight chance on Saturday. But look at those daytime highs. We'll go from 82 on Saturday to 70 on Sunday with a chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms. And even though we'll see some moderating temperatures by the early portion of next week, still only middle 70s by Tuesday. Looks great in St. George. Then along the Wasatch Front, we'll get mid 80s for today. Then it's upper 70s and low 80s Thursday, Friday, into Saturday. And then as that system moves in, we see our temperatures cool off to the low and mid 60s Sunday into early next week, with a chance of showers sticking around through Monday. And in the highest elevations in northern Utah, definitely looks like we'll be looking at more snow, with overnight lows along the Wasatch Front anyway, dropping into the 40s.